So this is our Zill Indochinese tree. Actually, we have it in two places. This is the oldest tree, and looks a little scraggly, but every year for the last several years, it's had a whole lot of mangoes. In about 1960, the original Zill Indochinese mango tree fruited for the first time in the Zill Grove in Boynton Beach, Florida. Walter Zill remembers the early days of this variety.
Zinc. Now, I know zinc is a precious metal for a lot of reasons. It's very functional, but I use that term to describe this mango because we had been calling it the Zill Indochinese mango. The reason we call it that was it grew up where we had been dumping our garbage, including mango seeds and whatever, at Dad's home place in Boynton. Well, it wasn't his home, but it was home to me. It was a place he bought for us to raise, for his nursery and raising the family. Anyway, it's a little speculation where it came from. This is one that is ripening on the tree, and it is illustrative of the problem of why it has not been put in general production to sell trees of this variety. If it's left on the tree, it will assuredly ripen unevenly, very unevenly, and oftentimes it'll rot down here at the base, and at the top just be hard green. I thought when I saw it that we ought to get rid of that variety and not have it. And Dad said, nope. He said, that is a very good mango. You just need to pick it before it gets ripe, before it starts ripening. And let it ripen evenly, and you'll find it one of the best mangoes there is. Now, one of the most interesting things about this mango, my brother planted a lot of seeds of this kind. And among the varieties grown from seed of this is a sweet tart and Venus. And there may be some others, but those are the two that come to mind, and both of those are exceptionally nice mangoes. I wish I knew exactly what the origin of it is, but I've always suspected that it was possibly the Cambodiana mango contributed to it, because Dad liked the Cambodiana mango. It was an early mango though, and it grew at his parents' place in Del Rey, and he was down there very regularly because his mother did the sales for the nursery, and in the back part of where they did the sales in the early years, that's where his nursery propagation took place. But out in front, he had a Cambodiana sharing a stump with Philippine, and the Cambodiana he would bring it up, and it was a sweeter mango, really a nice mango. And I can't help but think that some of those seeds from the fruit he ate ended up on that trash pile that we had out there, because this has the same shape basically as a Cambodiana.
And it's one of the few Indochinese mangoes that's monoembryonic, right?
I think that some of the pollen from Kent, or I'm not sure what else. I'm trying to think of what other late varieties were at my grandparents' place where that Cambodiana tree grew. The only late one in those early years that I can remember was Kent. But somewhere along the line, I know they had Beverly also. And that's a late mango. It was grandmother Carrie's favorite mango, was the Beverly. But anyway, the season for zinc is much later than the season for the Cambodiana. And I don't have a Cambodiana here. I wish I did. The closest thing to it, from my memory of taste and shape and color and all those other features, is the mango that is now called Fairchild. You know what the Fairchild mango is.
Sure, yeah.
So you have an idea. But
Yeah.
do you know of one that they call Cambodiana?
I have not seen that. I mean, I
Okay.
certainly have heard about it, but
Well, that's
yeah.
one I want to check out and see if there is a difference between Cambodiana and Fairchild. So that's my speculation as to the origin of zinc. We love it, and we have people that will willing to pay a top price and even have it sent to them in Miami. Or they'll
Yeah.
drive up here to get a
So you
load
got a
of
few to send off today. Zill Indochinese is a moderately vigorous mango tree. It's productive and disease-resistant. Zill Indochinese is one of the few Indochinese type mangoes that has a monoembryonic seed. Because its seed is monoembryonic, and because its fruit has many exceptional characteristics, Zill Indochinese was an important variety in Gary Zill's program to develop new mango varieties. In fact, Zill Indochinese is the seed parent of Sweet Tart and Cathy, and several varieties which have not yet been named or released. Zill Indochinese is one variety we can't let ripen on the tree. It ripens unevenly and often the fruit will split.
And what we look for, I don't know how it would ever, if it would show up in the video, how close that would show any focus. But there are little openings in the skin where oftentimes the sap will protrude, or a little clear substance making beads on it, or when you see that skin texture change. I don't know how to put it in words, but if you watch it maybe Chris has a good example there.
Right up here is a lot of them actually could be picked.
Go ahead and pick them.
Okay.
It makes it easier to see there.
And
They
then
were ripened evenly. It turns
this
yellow.
one here has some sap.
No
coming
fiber,
out.
and yet it's a firm, nice
So
flavored mango.
those are candidates. I think,
Yes.
to pick
Let me put
there.
my glasses on. You see, we need to start picking. Oh, here's one up here that's also a very nice candidate for that purpose.
So I saw some fruit on this tree that are ready to pick now, so I'm going to go do that. So there are various sizes here, several small ones. I'm looking for spots like this on the top of the fruit, and also like that. There's two classic examples of what Zill Indochinese looks like when it's ready to pick. Here we go again. And those pores look quite a bit different, the lenticels, than, for instance, let's see, this skin. If this skin were all over the fruit, that type of green, then it wouldn't be ready to pick. But you go over to this side and you can see the lenticels here. They're becoming very prominent, so this fruit was ready to pick. So there's my favorite, hollow dry stem. So not only did it look like it was ready by the top of the fruit, but we got that confirmation. And here we have a hollow dry stem also. Even though this is a lot greener, it was ready to pick. And you know, again, this is the area that gave me the clue that this particular fruit was ready to pick. That stem is not hollow and dry, but definitely ready to pick. So you don't have to have a hollow dry stem. It's just always lovely when it happens. Zill Indochinese is a mid-season variety. At Truly Tropical, this variety normally ripens in June and July. Our Zill Indochinese mangoes usually weigh between 9 and 28 ounces. The size of the fruit seems to be determined by how many fruit are on a panicle and on the tree, and also by the particular environment of the tree. Our oldest Zill Indochinese tree has always looked like it's struggling, but it produces a lot of fruit. Some of its fruit are relatively large, but most are small. Another of our trees has lots of lush growth, but hasn't produced much fruit. What fruit it does produce is significantly larger than that of the struggling tree. The skin of ripe fruit is yellow or sometimes greenish yellow. Its flesh is golden yellow and has an Indochinese fragrance, taste, and texture. It's slippery, juicy, and somewhat firm yet tender. It has a very sweet floral flavor with subacid undertones. Zill Indochinese can have a chalky component to its flavor, which some people love, many tolerate, and others avoid. Years ago, our Zill Indochinese had a pronounced chalkiness. Recently, it seems like a rather minor part of the flavor. Possibly applying calcium in the form of gypsum has helped to minimize the chalkiness. It's really
it's
sweet.
Smooth, it's not fibrous, it's not like jelly. It's easier to describe texture than to describe flavor. It's got a tartness to it so that it stays tasting good for a long time. It doesn't get the musty taste like Hayden's, for instance. I can use that variety. Most people are familiar. If you let a Hayden get too ripe, it's not near what it was when it was fresher. Well, this will have a fresh taste for a long time.
This variety is not commonly grown, but Zill Indochinese has many devoted fans.